And we are ready already to welcome to the program this morning, Mr. Kim Coates. Good morning, Kim. How are you?
Rollin, how the heck are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, I love, as somebody you probably hear all the time, Sons of Anarchy. And I started watching the movie, and I've got to get back to it today. I got the early feed for Stagecoach. Boy, that hooked me in the first couple of minutes. But I look back at one of your early things, and it's like, oh, I remember that when you were in, oh gosh, what was the, now I lost it again. Let me look at my notes. The Bruce Willis one.
Sure, The Last Boy Scout.
The Last Boy Scout, yeah, the bad guy on there.
You know, it's funny, Rollin. I've done, I don't know, 50 or 60 movies maybe. I finally decided to do TV with Sons of Anarchy, to be a lead. I've done guest stars and arcs and things, but never wanted to be a lead until I finally said yes. There's something about when people, like Last Boy Scout, Bruce Willis, the cigarette scene, people can't forget it. Waterworld, people can't forget it. My dad's scene in Black Hawk Down, people can't. Open Range, Goon, Silent Hill, we could go on and on with these movies. I was always, oh, you were that guy, right?
That guy.
But you do a television series like Sons, and you're in people's living room, bedroom, every week for 7 years when it was on. I'm Kim Coates now. I'm definitely Kim Coates, and people will always have that, who watched that show, and there was millions around the world. So I think I'm pretty grateful to have said yes to that TV show. But yeah, man, Last Boy Scout, long time ago. I was a baby.
Well, but really, you've got a great face, and obviously the ability to, jump into these different roles. And
Thanks.
Bad guy back there in the Boy Scout days. Kind of. I don't know. Would you call yourself a good guy or bad guy when you're Tig on Sons of Anarchy?
Tig was very complicated, wasn't he? I remember when I was deciding whether I should take the offer from Kurt Sutter, and I said, you have to show me something. He was just starting to, the pilot, and he had to show me something. And he didn't have much to show me early, but the scene that he did show me was so violent and twisted. I said, this isn't going to be for me. I can't do, I need to know. I'm a movie guy. I need to know what I'm saying yes to. And Kurt looked me in the eye, and he said, listen to me. Tig Trehearne is going to be twisted and psychotic and tough, but he's also going to be funny and warm. He's going to be a brother. He's going to become the moral compass of the club. Please come along this ride with me. And I decided I would. I'm glad I did. So I think Tig is neither bad nor good. He's loyal. He was loyal to the club. He did some really bad things, but he also did some very heroic things. And he was frickin' funny to play and loving to. And I'm just that 7 years just flew by.
What kind of reception did Sons get outside? I know mainstream America, we loved it. We got to see kind of this bad side and live that life that we all think that we want to live. But what kind of acceptance and reaction did you get from some of the clubs around the country?
I can only speak for myself. The club members loved it. They loved Tig. But listen, first of all, people need to be constantly reminded it's fiction. It was fiction. We'd be so all in jail by the middle of the second show, season 1, and never get out. So it was fiction. People wanted to believe it. People wanted to go, oh, my God, how could this happen? It's a story. Kurt Sutter wrote it, slightly based on Hamlet. I think the club members, the ones I talked to, they couldn't wait to have a beer with me, to tell you the truth.
I think that'd be fun. So listen, before that, were you riding bikes? I'm sure you all learned how to ride bikes for the show.
Rollin, that's a very good question. I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but before that whole thing started, there was only 3 of us that knew how to ride. That was myself and Mark Boone Jr. and David LaBrava. Boone, Happy, and Tig. We were the only ones who could ride. The rest had to learn. Some learned better than others. Pretty silly, those first early years. How many bikes were dumped. We were so lucky no one got hurt.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I've been riding since I was 9 years old, 9 years old on the farm up in Saskatchewan, Canada, and had a little Suzuki dirt bike and 2 or 3 Kawasaki's when I got to high school and college, and then I'm obviously a Harley man now. So.
Well, my wife and I rode our Harleys up to your neck of home, when you were.
Oh, that's nice. You up in Canada?
Yeah, we rode up to Canada
the
here.
Rocky Mountains?
Got into, let's see, what's the second? Now I got to remember, you guys call them provinces and
Yeah,
stuff?
it's called provinces.
I got like the second one in from the West Coast.
Yeah, Alberta.
Yeah,
BC
we're up in
Alberta. You went through Alberta. It's beautiful, right?
Oh, gorgeous up there. So what do you ride right? What do you have right now in the garage?
I have three. Yeah, Harley's kind of been very good to me. I have a 2010 Y-Glide, 2012 Road King Classic, and I took the bike from the show. I took Tig Traeger's bike from the show.
Well, my wide glide's a little older than yours, but I'll never let go of her. So, well, let's.
I know, right? It's a beautiful ride. It really is.
Oh, I love it. Let's talk about Stagecoach, the Texas Jack story. That's what you're here to talk about. Trace Atkins, Judd Nelson, and you are in this. And like I said, it got me hooked when I started watching this. It's getting released tomorrow. Where is it being released? How's it being released?
I'm going to tell you exactly. Yeah, first of all, it opens tomorrow, November 4th. It's going to be in video on demand, Amazon Video, Google Play, iTunes, everywhere around the world. And it's opening in quite a few markets, like 10. New York, L.A., Chicago, Philly, Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, Denver, Tampa, KC. And get ready. So you can go to the big theater if you're in those cities, or you can get it on video on demand. I got offered this movie 3 years ago. Couldn't do it because I was doing Sons of Anarchy. So Jack Nasser, the producer, waited for me till I was available, and we shot it early this year, February, up in BC, British Columbia. We had a wing and a prayer. We shot it in I'm not kidding, 13, 14 days. It's ridiculous how lucky we got with the weather and with the time. Judd Nelson is so full of beans, can't shut him up. You can only hope to contain him. Trace Atkins has got a voice deeper than anyone I've ever heard in my life. I still think it's fake. It's so unbelievably beautiful to listen to. And me. And the story, it's based on truth of a frontier thriller, in real life, the exploits of a 19th century American outlaw, Nathaniel Reed, played by Trace Atkins. And there was this marshal, this really badass marshal called Woody Calhoun, played by me. And Trace Atkins shoots my eye out in the very first scene of the movie. I'm just a real good guy trying to put food on the table for my family. And Trace is the biggest stagecoach robber in the West, and he shoots my eye out. And I come back bent on revenge. And the reviews have come out, Rollin, and there's a review that just came out 2 days ago. And I have a saloon scene that people just won't believe when they see it, where they're calling it one of the greatest scenes ever in Westerns. It is so... I made up half the dialogue. You have to see it to believe it. It's so crazy weird. I'm just pretty proud of how this turned out, how it looks, and I'm glad we're getting a bit of a push out there in theaters.
No, I like I said, I got hooked in the first couple of minutes. Can't wait to finish watching that. So look forward to that. That is Stagecoach. Well, listen, it's a great interview here talking. We could go on forever like this. But let's do it next time over a beer after we've ridden a little bit on our
Well, you know
white
what,
glides.
bro? I'll talk to you anytime, and take care of California. And I've just got so many movies opening, 3 more this month, and 2 in January. It's just a crazy time to be Kim Coates, and I'm really happy to talk to people, and yeah, it's all good.
I look forward to more of your work because you're a talented guy. All
Thanks,
right,
bro.
Kim, thanks for joining.